accidentally stopped the daggone video, so I had to restart another one. I'll get back with y'all when I get all these cracked with these here. Alright. Wipe the sweat off my forehead and wash my hands real quick. Got the lobster tails cracked and everything. I'm fixing to wash them off just the same. Make sure there's no extra shell particles and everything on it. Yes, you wash your hands in the kitchen. Do every aspect of washing your hands. You don't slack when it comes to sanitation in the kitchen. Okay, Google. Set a timer for 3 minutes.
Sure, 3 minutes. And we're starting now.
Getting fairly soft. Oh, okay. Alright, so put these gloves on, so I gotta wash my hands. Again. If you got gloves on, utilize them in the kitchen, trust me. It'll help you out a lot. Go ahead and turn the cold water on. And I ain't washing these things thoroughly, I'm just rinsing them off real quick. Making sure there ain't no extra shell pieces on them. Of course, take the excess water off of them. Especially just like when you get crawfish. You want to wash it off. You don't want to just cook it first. You want to get all the dirt off of them, all that. Alright. Now I'm gonna. Alright. Some mashed potatoes. Make those with the zucchini finish up. Squash, because I can't talk. Oh yeah, starting to crisp up and brown just a little bit in a couple areas. That's what you want. Okay, Google. Stop. So, I'll get back with y'all in just a moment. Just got the steaks off. I'll let them rest. Finish everything else up. Mashed potatoes real quick. Get back with y'all when I start poaching the lobster. The Boris cheese in there, got the butter in there. Microwave a little bit of daggum milk, put in there. I normally do heavy cream. I normally do it in the thing with the butter in a pot. Didn't do that this time. But you're supposed to when you make mashed potatoes. Take your cream and your butter and you heat them up separately in the thing, then you add them to the hot mashed potatoes. You don't want to add nothing cold to it. Alright. this. God dang it. Go get some daggone cheese out too. Mild cheddar in it. Shredded mild cheddar. Just a little bit, you don't want to rock. Alrighty. Cream. It'll be enough right there. You don't want it too creamy, but you want to get an extra taste creamy. I wish y'all could smell what's coming off of that. Not done yet though. The most special ingredient. White truffle oil, truffle, garlic, cheese, potatoes. Definitely. You don't want to add a lot, just a little bit. This is potent. I don't know if you'll see that trickle, but that's all I need. All you need from that. So it's really potent. That out of there, the masher. Use a spoon. And there we have truffle, garlic, cheese, mashed potatoes. That I really wish y'all could smell. Alright, we'll get poaching the lobster. I'll get back with y'all in just a moment. Okay, the recipe or the way I looked up butter poached the lobster, it tells us to use 2 tablespoons of water, but I'm going to kind of do mine a little differently. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of wine, 2 tablespoons of water, and then the garlic and the butter and all or whatever. You're kind of like making it like you're doing a beurre blanc, except for you're just using water usually and butter. But I'm going to add a little flavor to mine. 1 tablespoon of white wine. 2 tablespoons of white wine. Tablespoon of water. 2 tablespoons of water. And let that reduce down. Once that reduces down, then I'll start adding the butter slowly. Because it tells you to cut it into 1 tablespoon pieces of butter and add them slowly, whisk it in with the water and everything, and that's how you make your brine and what you're using the butter poached the lobster with. Like I said, doing mine differently. We'll see. And the recipes, there's the things that I've looked up. It does call for lemon. I just went and got a whole lemon, cut them in half, squeeze it in there as I need it. And that's reduce them down, and we'll put that garlic in there. And reduce down with it, get that garlic flavor. Also, while those are reducing down, take your lemons, put it in the mix. They just kind of sit in there with that wine and that water is reduced down. And here in a moment, I'll start adding the butter. Yes. Once that reduces down, I'll get back with y'all. I'll let that reduce in a little bit. Lemons out. Squeeze that. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh. Also, seeds out. First, let that melt in there, and I'll add the other butter as it goes. Now, normally when you butter poach something, you're going to want to get a skewer so the lobster tails don't curl up on you as they cook. I didn't get none of those. But now another thing is quick drop it in there. Put a couple more gloves on. Get some water real quick. I'm about thirsty and hot. I know you should normally add this slower, but since it all just decided it wanted to fall off, and add that in there. Just keep stirring it. Maybe turn the heat down a little bit more. Because you want it at a medium low heat. You don't want it up real hot. You're not trying to get a brown butter flavor, which wouldn't hurt, but you're not trying to get that. Yes, I added garlic to my stuff. I don't know if y'all do or not. Add a little bit of salt. Just go ahead and add all the butter. I'm cheating. I'll fix it. Just go ahead and put the lobster in there so everything else don't get cold. It's still possible it may not turn out the right way, but I'll show you when I get done. Alright, gonna put the lobster tail in. Now, since I got mashed potatoes sitting right here, you gotta make sure you're not cracking ham and eggs. You know it's food I'm eating. So you don't want to do that. You take the lobster around it. Let me show y'all. Alright. Let me get this over here real quick. Says to cook it on medium heat for about 2 minutes. Flip them. The whole schmeal, so that one's already kind of curling up. But it's butter poaching, y'all. Show you what they look like when they get done.
Continues down here in Texas for 11 minutes. That's probably going to be allowed to expire. They might issue a new one here up towards Texarkana. They at least need to issue a big severe thunderstorm warning here. But that's still rotating, and it's still a very intense storm as it comes up into Maud and Redwater. So y'all get ready for that. Now let's talk to Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Definitely recommend it.